You know that the purpose of shuls was very simple. The Mikdash was destroyed. And what happened? From the explosion that occurred there, people don't understand. The Gemara says, I'm going to say something that's very shocking to many people. They don't understand it. Before the Churban Abayit, the Gemara says, there were cars, there were roads, everything was good in the world. What we have imagined the Utopia, all those movies about Utopia, the Gemara in Sotah clearly says, It batla harechev. What kind of Gemara is this? The Gemara over there in Daf Mem Tet Amud Aleph. It batla means the cars extincted. Extinct the cars. Like, you know, this idiots today, they're spreading this false rumor that there were animals who are extinct. There is no such a thing. The Torah says clearly, nothing goes extinct. From first day till the 6,000th year in this world, everything was Hashem created, and Chadash, and nothing gets withered. Nothing. Everything, nothing withered, nothing new, and nothing withered. You don't tell me, like, you know, this imbeciles, for the past 70 years they're brainwashing. This turtle get disappeared, 150 years disappeared, the turtles have disappeared. All of a sudden, you know why they're saying the turtle disappeared. So that in Florida over here, when you live in certain areas, if you have a light on in your backyard by the beach, you'll get $1,000 to up to $10,000 penalty. Because you're disturbing the turtles from giving birth. Because if you don't shut off the light, the turtles are ashamed to come to your beach and they will not give birth. You understand that the Chokhmah of these idiots? The fallacy of that thought even. There's only one reason why they have all these crazy rules. Is to give penalties to people to make money off of them. Yeah. That's the only reason. So now all of a sudden you hear over the news, a turtle that was extinct 150 years ago, all of a sudden they found it. I don't understand you. How did it extinct and how did they find it? Elohim Ken, it's a whole fallacy. This is the Goyimar. The Gemara says clearly, Batel HaRechev. What does it mean, Batel HaRechev? Batel HaRechev, Rabbi Israel, Tiferes Yisrael, on the Mishnayot explains over there, the Gemara. It says, you know the Tiferes Yisrael. You know the Mishnayot, Yechinu Boaz, the fancy nice ones. Before the article came out, they had already nice ones. It's called Tiferes, it's called Yechinu Boaz Mishnayot. Very nice, it was ready for the best 20-30 years. Now just the article came out, so people don't even know what I'm talking about. But those who know, there's a big Mifarish on the Mishnayot. And he is Medayek on many words in the Mishnayot that are not explicitly explained. He explains every word. Tiferes Yisrael. He was a very big, 100 years ago, he was a big Talmid Chacham who everybody was fighting with him. He was like all his Perushim, a lot of his Perushim. So one of his Perushim, which I don't argue with him, because I already explained many times in the Zerayot, that at the time of the Mabul, there were flying cars. They had everything. They had technology out of this world. And that, but whatever. So now he says clearly, what does that mean? The Gemara says, Mem Tel Amud Aleph, I believe, in Sotah, that what does that mean? It batel harechev. What does that mean? And what does it say in the Torah? Very strange words. It says when you go to Milchama, we read Kitzele Milchama Parasha, right? Just recently. You look at the pasuk, it says very simple, Kitzele. I believe Kitzele was the one before. When you go out to war, it says over there something right. You will see an army with a rechev, which means the car, or horses. And then you will say, those are the enemies. And then there is also, by the way, in Navi that says this general had 900 tanks. Rechev Barzel. They didn't have wagons like people explain. They think, right? But Parashim is, by the way, the Torah says the word wagon. With horses, it's parashim, right? Of course, it's paro, v'grebo, v'rashav, uv, farashav, right? Call, you say it every day. Those as yashir. So when the Torah wants to say a wagon, it says a special word. Rechev is a very strange word. So Rabbi Tiferes Yisrael means rechev, a car. What you know today is a modern car, they had it. The Torah is describing to you that the armies will come with tanks. With metal tanks, and the Novi is actually talking about it. There are some armies with tanks. So what's going on here? So he says, why after Beit HaMikdash destroyed there is no tanks? There was a big explosion in the world, like an atom bomb. As soon as the Beit HaMikdash was destroyed, why we're mourning? The first one. It was like an atom bomb spread around the whole world. And Tiferes Yisrael explains, it destroyed all the roads. Destroyed the technology and people started forgetting everything. What's the connection? Rambam says, in Hilchot Nida, if you look in Hilchot Nida, the first siman in Shulchan Aruch, he brings down Beis Yosef over there, that Rambam says, what's going on? Why do we have this whole concept? You know what Nida of a woman is in the olden days? In the time of the Navi'im, a woman would have Nida only 7 days. She would have a bleeding on the 7th day. She checks herself, she's not bleeding, she goes to mikvah, she sleeps with her husband, no problem at all. What's going on today? We have 14 days, 15 days, 16 days. What's going on? Because right now, it says Rambam over there, Mishirabu galuyot, v'itrabu atzarot. He says we have so many exiles, and then we have so many suffering. And the hearts became shrunken by the Jews. And people start forgetting. What does that mean, dumb? We look at the blood, we don't even know what blood color is. There are 4 dots of color of blood, you know that? There is black, there is brown, there is red, and there is pink. And you look at the blood and the Chacham knows to differentiate what blood is. Like they say, it's a famous story. They came to Hillel HaZaken. A man came with a sheet. He says, my wife Venida, and she slept with me last night. How dare her? He slept with him last night, and in the morning he sees there's blood stain. What? Rabbi looks at it and says, what are you talking about? There's not needed blood. He says, what do you mean? Tell your wife not to comb her hair on the bed anymore. It's a blood of a kinah. It's a blood of a what is it called? Lice. Don't comb her hair, because when she combed, she put her brush down, she killed the lice, and this blood is of a lice. You know what kind of chokhmah that is? So Rambam says we all lost it. And that's why did we lose it? He says if we lost that, can you imagine what the Goyim lost? Imagine what by the destruction of the Mikdash, what they lost, what knowledge they lost. Today everybody builds squares. What is all this mosaic structures from? Right now, some Goyim are thinking, start talking about when was it created. Some even say that New York City was built in 800s. At Kedei Kach, they're already finding out that all those old buildings have stringent monopolies. All of a sudden, there's one edit. All of a sudden, they're like, what's going on here? And they're talking about it. The Goyim are already discovering that something fishy is going on.
No, not so.
That's what you think.
Not so told.
What are you talking about?
By the buildings that were there.
What are you talking about? Today, the Abbey of London, they did renovations. Small little things, $75 million renovations. How did they build it? And they claim they built it 500 years ago. It's not true. It's all false. The whole history, they're playing games, mind games over here. And that's what I believe the Gemara says. In the end of the days, there will be no truth anymore.
You're saying that it's older than 500 years?
Of course it's older. It doesn't make sense what they're saying. And I'm telling you, that's what the Gemara says. The Gemara says, at the end of the days, they will be covering the truth. The people should be held hostage. Everybody's held hostage. And that's what the Amalekim right now, the new thing. We don't know what a woman is. I'm not a biologist. What kind of nonsense is this? What kind of nonsense? And people are believing it. Oh, you're a boy? Well, she has said, no, cut her off. You know what happens when you go to cut off her breast, and then what? What are you talking about? She's dead forever. She killed herself for no reason. Or a man should cut off his private because he wants to be a woman. Now he thinks he's a woman. In olden days when I was growing up, you think like that, and you smack in the head, everything's fine. All of a sudden you're a good boy growing up. What's going on here? This is all mixture. This is all mibulban. So what happened was,
even the Goyim.
That's again, if the Jews, if Hashem caused us,
the Goyim, I'm telling you, even artists. They're talking about what's
No.
going on with their kids. They're crying.
Again, but
crying.
if Hashem caused us to forget the color of blood, a simple thing, we don't know what color blood is. Can you understand? He looked at it and says, "Well, Habibi, this is not the blood of your wife's neither. This is a wife's blood." Yeah, that's a simple thing. And how we forget about all this? So that was a shake. So what happened? It blew up. A little spark of stone landed everywhere around the world, spread around the whole world. And that's where the Knesset is being built. Somebody complains, "Why are you building a bit of this? There's a bit of this across the street. Why are you building another one?" You know why? Because the stone of that place is crying. And that shul across the street, the stone landed there. The reason why they're opening the Knesset here is because of that stone. He is demanding that somebody. So Hashem is making a siksuk, he's making a fight, and all of a sudden this president fights, and then the president leaves the shul, opens up another shul right next door. What you doing? Why you think it's his own will? Hashem is wanting that shul over there. So people get telling me, how dare them? Be happy because Hashem hopefully more Batzat Torah. You know the best shoe stores, the best, most successful. I don't mean best. When I mean best, I mean the ones that are making millions every year. You go to Manhattan, into Canal Street, I believe, there is a shoe stores. And it's like 1,000 of them in one place. And each one is making millions. What's going on?
Saying how?
How's going on here? That's what Torah is all about. If the shoe store, yes, I'm opening a garage, you're opening a shoe store. Think of it like this. Think of it like this.
Yeah.
Okay. So the rabbi says over here, today is what? By the way, we didn't start it properly. Today is the 27th. Well, we didn't start yet, huh? I'm looking over there, it's only 11 minutes.
I think this is a good Musar.
You want to end this over here? Okay, so but anyway, so today was the 27th of the month of 27th of month of a little 2 more days to Rosh Hashanah. We have to forgive people who are hurting us. Not a problem. We're not supposed to have grudges. Yes, no. If it's one time there was a big Talmud, not tzaddik, he was not a Talmud Chacham. He was a nice person. He was Balabay, Yirat Shamayim. All his family, Yirat Shamayim, Talmidei Chachamim, Rabbanim. He was a businessman, but he was a nice person. His name is Rabbi Velvel Schwartz, I believe. I don't know his first name. I'm very bad. Rabbi Schwartz. So I came to him and I said, "These yeshivas are driving me crazy in Brooklyn. This one yeshiva says, Rabbi, I don't understand you. Why are you fighting to put your children when they're not welcome?" He told me, "Go where you're welcome. Don't go when you're not welcome." Why you want to go to somewhere that people are not readily open their arms up to you and grab and hug you? Why you have to go into community or go to a shul, to the yeshiva, where they're looking at you like they're doing you a favor that they let you the door, they didn't lock the door on you before you came in. Go where you're welcome. That's what everybody should do. Everybody should go and strive. And B'ezrat Hashem, hopefully that will give us a beautiful understanding. That alone will give us a beautiful, wonderful year.
Amen.
Okay, so we're going to do halacha now.